Well, Gary, as a coach, with the games coming thick and fast, I know it's a bit different for the players, but as a coach, is that quite good? Do you like the challenge of just having another game every few days?
Yeah, it's a great challenge, but it's at the same time relentless. It's every second, third day that you're planning. But yeah, it's been good. It's been a great challenge. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, and with this week, clearly it's been a busy period for quite some time, but you have managed to get a bit of rest into some of the players.
Yeah, so obviously with the game on Tuesday night, there was a number of changes, so we were able to give some of the lads a bit of downtime. Hopefully they'll feel a little bit more refreshed going into the game on Saturday. So hopefully that's worked in our favour.
Yeah, and it's a funny one, isn't it? With the previous two international breaks, you had your games moved, which is partly why the past month has been so busy. It's nice to actually have the game this time around.
Yeah, it is, yeah. It's unusual for us to have an international break, so, if we can continue just playing like we are this weekend, it's great, and we've picked up some good results recently and you want to keep that momentum going for as long as you possibly can.
What do you make of Milton Keynes? They've had a very good start, actually, considering that they changed manager right before the beginning of the season.
Yeah, they've done really well. They've got a good group of players there. They have a way of playing, and it's obviously difficult to play against. But we'll go there with a plan and hopefully put that in place, and we'll get some reward for it.
Yeah, despite changing manager, they've maintained a lot of their style from last season. They're going to see a lot of the ball.
Yeah, they're obviously, as we know, a possession-based team. They've made one or two changes to it, how they play, but in the main, very similar to the previous manager. But it's a difficult place to go to because of the style of play that they have. But it's a great challenge for us. It's a fantastic stadium as well, with a real good group of players. We've got a good group of players as well, and we're looking forward to that challenge, the next challenge.
Yeah, they've got a nice blend, haven't they? Some of the younger players, the likes of Harry Darling, of course, who we know well, and then they brought in experience as well. They seem to have a good balance.
Yeah, very good balance. We all know about Harry, how good a player he is as well, but they got a real good, talented group of players, as well. So Haram's there as well, who we know really well. He's a quality player as well. So yeah, we're looking forward to seeing them, but we want to go there and be very professional, which we will be, to go there and get a result.
Yeah, and you talk about a challenge. The next 4 games for you, all against sides above you in the table, all against sides in the top 7, coming into that off the back of the couple of wins you've had in the league. It's a good test, isn't it?
It's a great test, and it's the 4 games that we're going into. It's fantastic to look at them games and be part of that. So as we all know, we'll go into the MK Dons, see if we can give a good account of ourselves there, and look forward to the other fixtures coming up.
Let's look at the team news with Lloyd Jones and Charlo Tracy, both doubts ahead of this one. What's the latest on the two of them?
Well, for both of them, we'll give them as much time as we possibly can, but they have got injuries, but we'll give them as much time as we possibly can, so they're fit and available for selection.
Yeah, and of course it goes without saying, with so many games at the moment, you don't want to rush anyone, do you? Because there's always another game just around the corner, and there's no point really.
Well, there's not. You'd rather them miss 1/2 games than 4, 5, or 6. So, but we will give them time. There's a few bumps and bruises, and with this week that we've had as well, some of the lads obviously played on Tuesday evening, but some have had some rest. So we give them as much possible time to get over the bumps and bruises that we've picked up.
With Liam O'Neill and Greg Taylor, I know particularly in the case of Greg, it's a long journey for him. But at this stage, are they both where you'd want them to be? Are they progressing as you'd hoped?
Yeah, both are. They're progressing, which is great. But as you've touched on there, it's a long journey for both of them. But they're playing their part. They're 2 good, experienced pros. They've been in and around the dressing room on match days, and it's nice just their voices in the dressing room. So even though they're not playing their part, and it's really helped us.
And just on your role, Gary, has it changed much from last season to this season? Has it developed at all, or is it a case of you doing much what you were doing last time around?
Yeah, it always changes slightly, and you try and develop it, and with Baz coming up with Bonds and myself as well, which has been great, and Taff coming in as well. As Bunny's left, it changes all the time, but it's the whole staff play their part. Everybody here contributes to what happens on a daily, weekly basis. So we're all just joining in together to try and make sure that on a match day we give a good account of ourselves.
Yeah, and I guess one of the ways inevitably it changes, when you first started out working with Mark, I think almost part of the idea behind it, you didn't know each other particularly well. He wanted those fresh ideas. So as time goes on, of course, you do get to know each other better and better when you work so closely.
Yeah, obviously now we know, what each other thinking, and stuff like that. He knows my thoughts, I know what he's thinking. It's a really good relationship that we've got. So but it'll only get better as time goes by as well. And up until this point, it's been fantastic. So we'll keep developing that.
Yeah, it's amazing in football, isn't it? In the space of 18 months, whatever it is, how many games you can get through, how many different experiences. Yeah, how much has happened.
Yeah, and a lot has happened in that period of time, and we've got to keep producing, trying to keep pushing it forward, and developing as a group. So that's our aim to do that, to keep pushing the club forward and trying to improve in every area.
When we speak with the players, and I think it's self-evident really from looking at the performances out on the pitch, the team spirit is consistently referenced, and it's easy to talk about something like that. But from your experience, is there a sense that the team spirit you've got at the moment is right up there and exactly what you need?
Yeah, it's fantastic. You don't always get it at clubs, but this group of players, the spirit within the group is fantastic, and you see it on a daily basis. You see it on a match day when things are not going so well, and they all pull together to get a performance or a result. And yeah, we've got that here in this dressing room, and as I say, long may that continue.
Cool, that's great for me.
Thank you,
Gary. When you look at, and I know that Peter just mentioned about how well MK Dons are playing, and you sort of broke it down what you guys have to do against them. But from a tactical standpoint, what do you think will be the keys to the match?
What, for Saturday?
Yeah.
Well, as we know their strengths. Obviously, the way they play, their style of play. They'll have a lot of the ball, so we're going to have to defend well. Not saying that we're going there to defend for the entire game, but we're going to have to do our defensive side well. And obviously, when we regain possession of the ball, we'll have to be good ourselves in possession to go and hurt them. But there's a number of different areas that we're looking at, their strengths and their weaknesses, and hopefully come Saturday at 3 o'clock, we get that right.
I know that the match against Stevenage a few days ago was made up of mostly youth players. I believe 7 youth players started for you guys, but one player that started for both the youth team and the senior team is Ben Warman. I know he scored for the senior team, but what have you guys seen in him that you've been so impressed with so far, starting for both the regular team and against Stevenage?
Well, he's just over this season. I can only talk about this season really, how he's gained confidence on the training ground. He's worked really, really hard on the training ground. His performances during sessions have improved on a weekly basis, and he's taken his opportunity. When the manager's called upon him and played him, he's taken that opportunity. And for me, with the goal that he scored the other week, he's gained great confidence with that. He wants to learn, he wants to develop his game, and we've got a very good player on our hands here. So we've got to make sure that we keep pushing him keep developing him and making him better. But he deserves his opportunity. He's a very, very good player.
Peter also mentioned that the next 4 matches are against sides above you in the table, with you guys getting some key players back, being relatively healthy, except for Shiloh and Liam. And with the fact that your form has been better in the league recently, do you feel like that this is that you guys are sort of finding your stride again, and that this is a good time to play teams like MK Dons? And then I know that Rotherham is after that.
I'll only be able to answer that question when we've played them and what the result is. But we're looking forward to the first challenge of MK Dons. You know, that's in our thoughts at the moment. The other games will take care of themselves when they come along. But when you look at, you know, the run of games that we have, and we'll be entering the field of play with them clubs of the level that they're at, it's fantastic for us. And if we can pit our wits against them managers, them coaches, them clubs, and get a positive outcome, you know, we'll be doing something right. So it's been great. The challenge has been great on a weekly basis, and them games that we're going into will be a challenge, but one we'll look forward to.
I know that Mark's been asked this a lot about the club obviously being in League One this year as opposed to League Two last year, but is there anything specifically different that you guys have noticed about League One than you have about League Two? Is it something that you've learned overall that you can take into each match going forward? Is it relatively the same? How would you characterize that?
The games are different. Tactically, it's a lot different to last year. You know, teams have their own way of playing, and, you know, a number of teams have their own different styles of play. So, you know, we have to address that weekly, whoever we're playing, the opposition we're playing. And over the last few weeks and the coming weeks, it's like a Saturday program that we have. So we have to be really switched on, because, as I said there, every team has a certain style of play. So tactically, you know, we have to be switched on as well. And during the course of the games, you know, managers change their shapes, tweak little things during the game. So we have to be switched on to changing it ourselves. And that also has been a challenge. But, you know, we're developing all the time as a staff and a management team. So we're improving all the time as well. And, you know, going into fixtures like that, hopefully we'll pick up and learn, and we'll be better for it as well.
That's all for me. Cheers, Gary. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Hi, Gary. You're obviously in 10th in League One at the moment. At the start of the season, did you realistically expect that you get off to such a good start?
Well, we had a number of draws early part of the season. Obviously, we were looking to pick up a win or two along the way, and that took a little while. But we got a couple of wins, and that settled everybody down. And, you know, the points total has been a good return for us. But it's still early on this season, and we have to make sure that we keep progressing, picking up results, picking up points. And the big aim will be at the end of the season, how many points we've got and where we are then. It's not necessarily now that, you know, early part of November, we're 10th in the table. It's where we finish is the most important thing.
Yeah, to pick up on that point as well, what do you think represents a good season for United?
Doing the best we can, picking up as many points as we possibly can. We don't know where we're going to end up. Nobody does at this stage, but we just keep hoping to improve, hoping to develop at this level. Okay, it's a new level for us. So as a group, we have to make sure that we pick up as many points as we possibly can in every single game we go into, and then see what the total is come the end.
How much have you enjoyed your spell at Cambridge since you joined?
That's been brilliant. Loved every minute of it. It's been great, you know. Bonds, the manager, has been outstanding along with the staff. So backed up with the players, what they achieved, you know, as a group last year, and all of us, as I said earlier, everybody's contributed to that success that we had last year. But that was last year. We want to be successful going forward as well, and that means the here and now. So we're working extremely hard to keep pushing it forward.
What's Mark been like to work with?
Yeah, it's been outstanding. You know, got a really, really good relationship with him. If we're not together here at the training ground, we're on the phone talking tactics and team shape, training, and no, he's very, very good. He's a talented manager, coach, and he's got a very, very bright future ahead of him.
It's probably a difficult question to answer this one, but in terms of the promotion last season, what do you fundamentally put it down to? Why do you think that team was successful last year?
Because everybody was working for each other. Everybody wanted to do it for each other, and everybody was pulling in the right direction. And you know, Mark Bonds is, you know, he had an environment, and he's put an environment in place here where everybody's comfortable. Everybody comes in on a daily basis. They work so hard for one another. But you know, the atmosphere is great, and it's the team spirit, as we touched on earlier. You know, you throw all that into the mix, and it gives you a chance. But the environment that he has created, it's been you know, a real joy to come into.
Just finally on injuries, who is definitely ruled out for Saturday? Who can you confirm is definitely out?
I know nobody's definitely out as of yet. As I said, we give everybody a chance to be fit and available. And my cards are very close to my chest, and I'm not going to lay any of them on the table at the moment. We'll give everybody a chance. So let's see what the team is on Saturday.
No worries. Cheers, Gary.
Thank you.
Just a really quick one, Gary. Does that include Jack back in contention? Jack Lancaster. Does that include Jack Lancaster back in contention?
Well, hopefully he is. Yeah. His partner himself have had a little baby boy, so that was the reason he was missing last week. So you know, let's see what happens this week. See where he is this week, this coming game.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.